Monica? Jenny! Oh, how are you? You look great. Thanks, Jenny. You look really good, too. Hey, why don't we get some coffee? I'd love to, but I'm on my way to meet... Oh, come on. 5 minutes.
So, how is everything?
Oh, great. Things couldn't be better, actually. Scott and I, we're getting married.
You're what? Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
When did you get engaged?
Only a few days ago. I'm glad I saw you, actually. I was gonna call you. We've only told family so far.
I can't believe it. Monica the wife. And to think you used to go clubbing every night.
That was a few years ago. All I want to do now is stay in and read wedding magazines.
And how are the plans coming along?
I haven't done anything yet. My mom and Scott's mom want to organize the whole thing themselves.
That's what mothers are for.
True. But what about you? You look fantastic.
Well, I guess I'm kind of happy too.
Uh-huh. What's his name?
Rob.
You've been keeping him very quiet. Is it serious?
It's kind of, you know.
So it is.
It's still early. We haven't been together for long. He only moved here a few months ago from London.
What? He's British. And you think you can persuade him to stay in New York? That won't be easy.
I think he likes it here. You know how guys are. You never know what they're thinking.
When can I meet him?
Oh, that's him now.
Monica? Jenny! Oh, how are you? You look great. Thanks, Jenny. You look really good, too. Hey, why don't we get some coffee?
Do you mind if I join you?
Of course not. Come on, sit down.
Thank you.
I have to leave in a minute anyway.
Could I have a large latte, please?
Of course.
¿Qué hola, qué tal? ¿Sí me escuchas? Aló, aló, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. ¿Me escuchas ahora? Come on. Es que la estoy usando acá. Un, dos, tres, ¿Sí me escuchan o no me escuchas? Un, dos, Hmm. Un, dos, tres, uno, dos. Un, dos, tres, uno, dos, uno, dos. ¿Por qué no se escucha nada? Un, dos, tres, o. Un, dos, tres, uno, dos, uno, dos. No me está sirviendo nada. Un, dos, tres, uno, dos, uno, dos, Un, dos, tres, ¿Por qué no se me escucha? ¿Tú me escuchas, Kayla? Come on, come on. Funciona, 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 funciona. Bueno. Si me puedes escuchar ya ahora, ¿verdad, Kayla?
Ya lo puedo escuchar.
Ok. Vamos a esperar 5 minutos más a ver quién se conecta, ¿vale?
Sí, ok, teacher.
¿Qué tal, Eric? Estamos esperando que se reúnan más compañeros, más quórum. Un par de minutitos más, nada más. Noel, bienvenido. Pues ya somos 4, ya es más o menos un buen quórum. Vamos a esperar unos 3 minutitos más nada más, a ver quién más se conecta. Ya viene Magda. ¿Qué tal, Magda? Vamos a esperar unos 3 minutitos más nada más, a ver quién más se conecta, ¿vale?
Sí, gracias.
Sale. Okay, guys. So we're gonna start. Muchas gracias por venir a todos. Gracias, Kay. Gracias, Eric, Noel, Maggie. Déjenme los apunto para ir viendo lo de las participaciones. KKK, Eric, Noel, and Maggie. Okay. So, Prof. Jimmy told me that you guys finished page number, well, not finished, that you guys were looking page number 51 and you finished exercise C, as in Charlie, I believe.
Sí, ayer llegamos hasta la 59, ejercicio C.
59.
Ajá, la página 59.
Ay, no. ¿Es en serio?
Ujú. Pero no la terminamos.
A ver,
Nos
permíteme.
quedamos en...
Y me preparé toda una clase y no era la clase que tengo que dar. ¿Ya está resuelto todo el libro hasta la 59 entonces? ¿O
No,
hace?
empezamos, nos quedamos en la letra C
Ujú.
de True or False. Ese fue hasta ahí llegamos.
¿Y no tienen resuelto todo de la 51 a la 56?
De la 51.
Ajá.
Sí, 51, 50, sí. De la 56, sí, también.
¿Cómo se pudo equivocar?
Ujú.
Mm. A ver,
Pero con usted comenzamos la 56.
sí, hicimos
Él
la
solo
56.
retomó ayer.
Hicimos la 56 y 57 conmigo.
Ajá. Y él ayer retomó el grammar de la 57
Ajá.
porque nos atoramos ahí con lo del, ay, lo que vimos, ya no me acuerdo. ¿Cómo se llama? Ah, lo de la passive voice. Y estuvimos revisando eso y luego ya de rapidito hicimos la 58, que era como leer esto, y, y resolvimos al final el ejercicio de la letra C y ya, ahí se acabó. Nos falta la D, La D, la E.
Con razón, la verdad. Una disculpa, compañeros. El maestro Jimmy me mandó mala información y lo traté de confirmar y al parecer me dio, me dio nuevamente mala información. Según me dijo el profe Jimmy que habían terminado la página 51, ejercicio C, y a mí me pareció extraño porque pues ya
Ah,
habíamos avanzado hasta la 57. Confirmé con el profe Jimmy,
ah,
confirmé con el profe Jimmy si les faltaba de ver todavía de la 51 a la 56 y me dijo que sí, que como tienen examen el viernes, necesitamos avanzar en eso. ¿Saben hasta qué página tienen el examen?
es la unidad, a ver, 4, 5 y 6. Y de la 4 es la página, ay,
Sí,
36. De la 36 pues hasta lo de ayer, 56. Ajá, porque, o solo
no,
que
se
quiera que
termina,
hagamos un repaso.
se termina hasta la página 63.
La unidad 6, ¿no?
Mucho C ayer, ¿verdad?
Ujú,
El vocabulario. Muy bien.
ujú.
Ah, vamos a continuar entonces con el listening que está aquí. Read about. ¿Nos podrías ayudar a leer, Keila? 5A.
Read about the movie Schindler's List. Have
Ujú.
you seen it? If yes, did you like it? If no, would you like to see it? What other Spielberg movies have you seen and enjoyed?
Do you know about this movie? Schindler's List, la lista de Schindler, ¿no? Have you, Maggie?
No.
No,
What about you, Noel?
no,
Eric, have you heard about the
Yes,
Schindler's List?
yes, I saw the movie.
What is it about?
It's in the Nazi times, and Schlinder it's a man with much money, and she wants save all people because the people is what is the religion? I forgot that
Juice,
is.
juice.
Oh yes, yes, good. And he pick up and leave of the prison. And he's a savior. And the end of the movie, he wants no he ¿cómo lograr? He win and save too many people. And the bad the soldiers is punished. ¿Cómo es
Mm,
castigados? Punish.
punished, yeah, muy bien. Very well. But the soldiers are
Yeah,
punished. Yeah, this is about Second World War, la Segunda Guerra Mundial. It's about uh, I don't know, Nazi era, like Noel say, es del tiempo de los nazis, eh, pero es más acerca de um, rescatar a los judíos, como que había una persona que no era judía y que estaba en la capacidad de comprar libertades, comprar trabajadores de alguna manera, como que los puso en una lista a la mayor cantidad de judíos que pudo comprar de, de del gobierno nazi y es la manera en la que salvó a, a mucha gente. Um, hay un video en Facebook, creo, o en YouTube, de este, entra este señor Schindler a un cuarto, bueno, no un cuarto, como que a un teatro o algo así, y una persona se para y le dice que ella había sido salvada por él. Uh, and then another person stand up and said the same thing. And at the end, the whole crowd was standing. Al final, todas las personas estaban paradas y dijeron que él los había salvado. Es una historia muy bonita. Let's read about it. ¿Nos puedes ayudar a leer, María Magdalena? Ahí.
El cuadrito de
Ujú,
Schindler's List
ujú.
is 20, no,
1993.
one, ajá, 1993 historical epic direct by Steven Spielberg. The movie is based on the true story of Oscar Schindler, a such businessman who saved the lives of more than 1,000 Polish Jewish refugees during World War II.
Ujú.
The movie was shot in black and white. It stars Liam Neeson, Ralph Fiennes, and Ben Kingsley. It is often listed among the greatest movies ever made, and it won 7 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director.
Yeah, it's one of the best movies ever made. Steven Spielberg is one of his best movies, actually. It moves fibers in your soul, let's say, que te mueve fibras en el alma, digamos, este tipo de películas. Um, so what it says is it says Schindler's List is a 1993 historical epic directed by Steven Spielberg. Es una película épica dirigida por Steven Spielberg, hecha en 1993. The movie is based on a true story of Oscar Schindler, a Czech businessman who saves the lives of more than 1,000 Polish Jewish uh, refugees, refugees during World War II. Vamos a agregar la palabra refugees. Me imagino que por la similitud, ¿saben qué significa refugees?
¿Refugiados?
Refugiados, exactamente. Ahorita en Estados Unidos, ¿no, Erika? Hay mucho solicitud de refugio de asilo, ¿no? Por parte de Centroamérica, de hecho. Migration from Mexico stopped, but migration of Central America, it's it's been increasing, right, Eric? Have you increased Latin American people besides Mexicans on your area, Eric?
Here, no, just a little bit.
Just a little
There
bit.
are more, yeah, there are, here are more uh, African,
Africans.
African people.
Hmm.
Yeah, in this year.
So refugees es refugiados. Vamos a agregarla. We're gonna add it to our vocabulary. También vamos a agregar. We're also gonna add. Uh, Nada más, just that. Sí sabemos que es check, ¿no? Esto que está, check businessman. Businessman, we do know what it is. Es un hombre de negocios, ¿no?
Como, ajá.
Muchas gracias. Es que como no participaban, yo me adelanté. Ahí tengan, estén truchas para participar. Um, and it's So this man saved the lives of more than 1,000 Polish Jewish refugees during World War II. Este hombre de negocios checo salvó más de 1,000 vidas de eh, judíos polacos que eran refugiados durante la Segunda Guerra Mundial. The movie was shot in black and white. La movie está grabada en blanco y negro. It stars Liam Neeson. Do you guys know Liam Neeson? Sa- ¿Saben quién es Liam Neeson? Es un señor
No,
que tiene una película que te dice que
Yes.
te... You know, Noel?
Yes, it's the best movie, la de Busca Implacable, ¿no? Ay,
Ándale,
se me olvidó el nombre,
precisamente.
creo. ¿Cómo?
Que le, que le dice que le secuestran, his girl gets kidnapped, and he tells the kidnappers like, I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna look for you. It doesn't matter where you are. Y es una como que es un meme ya esa es, esa película. Hicieron, they made like four movies about it. So Liam Neeson is a really good actor. Uh, I believe he won the Oscar for this movie. Well, it doesn't say best actor, but you should watch this movie. So it's Liam Neeson, Ralph Fiennes, and Ben Kingsley. Son los actores de la película, los actores principales. It is often listed among the greatest movies ever made. Uh, Seguido es mencionada como o listada como una de las películas mejor hechas. Even and it won seven Oscars, o sí ganó siete Oscars, tal vez sí ganó mejor actuación, ya me dicen aquí. It won seven Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director, incluyendo tanto la mejor película del año del 93 y la mejor dirección también de ese año. Ah, ¿Nos puedes leer qué es lo que dice la instrucción 6B, digo 5B, Eric? Can you read the direction?
Look at the photos of Dagmar Welkos, Welkoswish and Spielberg, yeah. Where were they and what do you think Dagmar was doing in the black and white photo? Listen to part one of an interview with Dagmar and check.
Okay, so vamos a escuchar lo siguiente. Al- who do you think is Dagmara by by what we just read? ¿Quién creen ustedes que es Dagmara por lo que leímos ahorita?
is the girl next to the Spielberg.
Exactly. I believe as well, right? It looks like Dagmara is the girl next to Steven Spielberg. So we're gonna listen to an audio. Uh, it's an interview. Just an just a journalist apparently. So we're gonna listen to this audio, and we're gonna we're we're gonna figure. Well, first of all, before we do that, on the black and white picture, where do you guys think he's at? ¿Dónde creen que está en la foto en blanco y negro? ¿En dónde creen que está?
Mm,
The re-
she's is the girl uh, with a coat.
Mhm. No, but I mean like more not dress like we I mean like location by on the context, on the visual context that you see around. What do you think it is? Where are they at? Is it a school?
Nazi camp?
Concentration camp, you know? Concentration camp. It's funny. It's funny. and it's sad that they have a name like that for something that, pues, lo único que concentra es gente, ¿no? Porque no sé, a mí no se me hace muy apropiada esa palabra, o ese sustantivo para esto, ¿no? Pero es exactamente eso, es un campo nazi, creo que sí es más apropiado, Eric. Pero la manera en la que el hombre blanco lo ha cubierto, es llamándolo un campo de concentración, que suena más bonito, ¿no? Suena hasta casi como que van a la escuela. Este, so it's a concentration camp we would have over here. Uh, this is, este es el set de la película, que es un que están emulando, they're emulating a concentration camp. We're gonna listen to the interview that Mara makes to Steven Spielberg. Uh, Creo que tengo que irme para acá. Estoy en otra. Para que todos lo podamos escuchar. Come on. Ya me había preparado yo muy bien para la otra clase que según yo les iba a dar. Y me agarraron en curva. Ok. Díganme si escuchan o no.
So tell me, how did you get involved in the movie, Dagmara?
Well, as you probably know, Schindler's List was shot in Krakow, in Poland, which is where I live. I was a university student at the time, studying English. And the film company set up their production office here 3 months before they started shooting the film, and I got a job there as a production assistant, preparing and translating documents and the script.
But how did you get the job as Steven Spielberg's interpreter?
Well, it was a complete coincidence. Just before the shooting started, there was a big party in one of the hotels in Krakow for all the actors and the film crew, and I was invited too. When I arrived at the party, the Polish producer of the film came up to me and said, "The woman who was going to interpret for Steven Spielberg can't come, so we need you to interpret his opening speech."
How did you feel about that?
I couldn't believe it. I was just a student. I had no experience of interpreting, and now I was going to speak in front of hundreds of people. I was so nervous that I drank a couple of glasses of champagne to give myself courage. I must have done a pretty good job, though, because soon afterwards, Spielberg came up to me to say thank you, and then he said, "I'd like you to be my interpreter for the whole film." I was so stunned, I had to pinch myself to believe that this was happening to me.
So, si capturamos, did we understood a little bit what was it about? Do you know what was she, Maggie?
Is that translated, traductor?
Mm-hmm. She's the translator or interpreter for Steven
Ah,
Spielberg.
sí.
Um,
Ajá.
do you know any interpreters or translators, Kayla?
What?
Do you
No,
know
no, good day.
do you know any interpreters or translators?
No, no, I don't know.
And do you, Eric, do you know any translator or interpreter or heard about?
Uh, Conozco a un traductor portugués. Yeah, yeah. I know any people, my friends, there are polyglotas. Mhm.
Nice. Do they work doing that? ¿Trabajan en eso?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, working.
So it could be interesting asking how they become an interpreter by and making money. Um, we all know an interpreter from our history. Our Mexican history has a interpreter who formed this nation. Do you guys know who was that? No? No one? For 1,000 points? Nadie recuerda de una intérprete de nuestra historia mexica, mexicana.
La Malinche.
Esto. Rica, estoy en clase, ahorita te marco. Disculpen, disculpen. La Malinche, precisamente. Este, we're gonna listen again to the audio, and we're gonna pay attention to the following. Aquí en el ejercicio 6, perdón, 5C, it's asking us to listen again and mark if it's true or false on each sentence. So we're gonna pay attention on the following 5 things. Uh, ¿Qué nos dice el primer enunciado, Noel? What does it say? Can you read it? Si no es Noel, Maggie.
The question
Ajá.
is when the movie company came to Krakow, Dagmara was working as a teacher.
Okay, muy bien. Very well. So we're gonna pay attention to that point. Can you read number 2, KKK, Kayla?
¿Cómo?
Can you read number 2? The sentence
Ah,
number
yes.
2?
She got a job doing translations for them.
Very well. Can you read number 3, Eric?
There was a party at the hotel to celebrate Spielberg's birthday.
Okay. Can you read number 4, Noel?
Spielberg's interpreter was late.
Okay. And I'll read number 5. Spielberg was very pleased with the way she did her job. So we're gonna listen again, and we're gonna pay attention if it's true or false this statements over here. Vamos a escuchar nuevamente y vamos a checar si es verdadero o falso estos enunciados que están aquí. Let me go back. Oh, I guess
6.7, Part 1.
So tell me, how did you get involved in the movie, Dagmara?
Well, as you probably know, Schindler's List was shot in Krakow in Poland, which is where I live. I was a university student at the time, studying English. And the film company set up their production office here 3 months before they started shooting the film, and I got a job there as a production assistant, preparing and translating documents and the script.
But how did you get the job as Steven Spielberg's interpreter?
Well, it was a complete coincidence. Just before the shooting started, there was a big party in one of the hotels in Krakow for all the actors and the film crew, and I was invited too. When I arrived at the party, the Polish producer of the film came up to me and said, "The woman who was going to interpret for Steven Spielberg can't come, so we need you to interpret his opening speech."
How did you feel about that?
I couldn't believe it. I was just a student. I had no experience of interpreting, and now I was going to speak in front of hundreds of people. I was so nervous that I drank a couple of glasses of champagne to give myself courage. I must have done a pretty good job, though, because soon afterwards, Spielberg came up to me to say thank you, and then he said, "I'd like you to be my interpreter for the whole film." I was so stunned, I had to pinch myself to believe that this was happening to me.
Okay, so I'm gonna play it back again one more time, and there's subtitles, I believe, on this one. So if we have any doubts, we can read over here, okay? Ah, voy a repetirlo nuevamente. Aquí hay subtítulos si tenemos alguna duda todavía, porque a la verdad a mí se me quedó duda todavía de si estaban ahí por el cumpleaños de Steven Spielberg o por otra cosa celebrando. Vamos a prestar atención y vamos a leer también lo que están diciendo. Va de nuez.
6.7 Part 1
So tell me, how did you get involved in the movie, Dagmara?
Well, as you probably know, Schindler's List was shot in Krakow in Poland, which is where I live. I was a university student at the time, studying English. And the film company set up their production office here 3 months before they started shooting the I was a university student at the time, studying English. And the film company set up their production office here 3 months before they started I was a university student at the time, studying English. And the film company set up their production office here 3 months before they started shooting the film, and I got a job there as a production assistant, preparing and translating documents and the script.
6.7 Part 1 6.7 Part 1
So tell me, how did you get involved in the movie, Dagmara?
Well, as you probably know, Schindler's List was shot in Krakow in Poland, which is where I live. I was a university student at the time, studying English. And the film company set up their production office here 3 months before they started shooting the film, and I got a job there as a production assistant, preparing and translating documents and the script.
But how did you get the job as Steven Spielberg's interpreter?
Well, it was a complete coincidence. Just before the shooting started, there was a big party in one of the hotels in Krakow for all the actors and the film crew, and I was invited too. When I arrived at the party, the Polish producer of the film came up to me and said, "The woman who was going to interpret for Steven Spielberg can't come, so we need you to interpret his opening speech."
How did you feel about that?
I couldn't believe it. I was just a student. I had no experience of interpreting, and now I was going to speak in front of hundreds of people. I was so nervous that I drank a couple of glasses of champagne to give myself courage. I must have done a pretty good job, though, because soon afterwards, Spielberg came up to me to say thank you, and then he said, I'd like you to be my interpreter for the whole film. I was so stunned, I had to pinch myself to believe that this was happening to me.
Ujú. Pues este es inglés británico, ¿no? Como lo podemos escuchar. Este, we're gonna, bienvenido Andrés. Este, we're gonna answer if it's true or false. The following. Este, number one. ¿Quién tenía número uno? Eric, I believe. When the movie company,
Mm,
or quién había
yo lo
leído?
leí.
¿Tú, Maggie? So what was that?
Ajá.
Was it true or false?
It's false.
False, right? What was
Yeah.
she? Do you remember what
She was a study university
she was studying at the
English.
university?
Mhm.
Very well. Who was number two? Kayla, I believe.
Me. Sí. Yes.
So what about that one?
I think it's true.
It's true. She got a job doing translations for them, no? Yeah, it says
Yes.
she said that she got the job making translation of for the script and something else para el libreto y algo más. Number three, who had number three? Eric, I believe, right?
It's me. Yeah. There was a party at the hotel to celebrate Spielberg's birthday.
Hmm.
It's false.
That's false. That's true. It was just a party
Yeah.
for the whole crew and all the actors.
Yeah. For the all the actors, yeah, and the
Number
crew.
number four. I'm sorry. Number four. Noel, you there?
It's false.
It's false. Spielberg interpreter was
Yeah.
late. What was it? If it wasn't late, what was it with her?
How do you say?
¿Qué sucedió con ella? What happened to the interpreter? Instead of being late,
¿Por qué llegó tarde?
no, 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 que sí, ¿qué pasó con el intérprete de Steven Spielberg? ¿Por, por qué resultó esta persona siendo el intérprete si no era porque no llegó, porque llegó tarde? Does anyone know? ¿Alguien le puede soplar?
She can come.
Ajá. Si no podía ir, dijo la, la entrevistada, ¿no? La traductora, la nueva intérprete. And lastly, Spielberg was very pleased with the way she did her job. Was that true or false, Andres?
That's false.
That was false? No, that was true. Es que llegaste tarde. Le pidió que sí, que le interpretara el resto de la película todavía, el resto de toda la producción. Okay, so when we make notes, we only write down keywords. Ok, pues aquí nos están en el pequeño recuadro. I'm gonna read it for you guys. It says making notes. When we make notes, we only write down keywords. An example, we write movie set every day, not she had to go to the movie set every day. Ah, entonces, esto es un ejemplo de cómo un intérprete hace notas. En realidad no hace no ah, los intérpretes deben de traer algo para hacer notas, ya sea físico o digital. Y yo soy intérprete también. Y usualmente lo que hacemos, bueno, lo que yo hago no es apuntar todo verbatim, I don't type everything verbatim as they say. I just type keywords. Uh, like they said over here, movie set every day instead of she goes to the movie set every day. Ah, con el contexto me lo quedo, más bien el contexto ya me lo da todo y nada más agarro puras palabras clave. Al parecer esto lo vamos a ocupar ah, para el siguiente ejercicio. ¿Me lo puedes leer, Andrés? No sé si tienes libro.
Yes, I have. Now listen to three extracts from part two of the interview. Complete the extras with the keywords.
Okay. So we're gonna listen to the following audio. Uh, we're gonna listen twice if we need it. Uh, Pay attention. We're just gonna use keywords. Um, ¿Cuántas personas somos ahorita? Somos seis y son tres. Eric y Maggie se van a encargar de la uno, Kayla y Noel de la dos y Andrés. ¿Quién más está? Que no veo. Nadie, ¿no? Más que Andrés y yo.
Noel, Keila.
Noel con Kayla,
No.
Maggie con Eric, Andrés solo, ni modo, Andrés tocó solo. Este, entonces Andrés, tú te vas a encargar de la 3. Ah, Maggie, ¿nos puedes leer más las palabras que ves en la parte uno?
I, I had to go to the and Spielberg's to the Polish and also to the.
Ok. Entonces más o menos dice, yo tuve que ir al y Spielberg a los polacos y también a los number two, ¿no lo puedes leer, Kayla?
It was, and I often felt as if I was
Entonces fue,
uh,
fue de tal manera, ¿no? It was, fue, and I often felt I was, y yo muy seguido sentí que estaba haciendo una o un. ah, Andrés, ¿nos puedes leer lo que puedes alcanzar a leer en la 3?
Yes. The was when we had to a n because Spielberg thought it's exactly.
Muy bien, entonces dice, el o la was when we had to, fue cuando tuvimos que, a, y, porque Spielberg pensó que, exactamente. Entonces, cada quien presta atención muy bien a sus enunciados. Vamos a escuchar este otro extracto de la entrevista, la parte 2, y la vamos a escuchar dos veces si lo necesitan. Aquí está también el texto.
6.8. 1.
I had to go to the film set every day and translate Spielberg's instructions to the Polish actors and also to the extras.
2.
It was really exciting, and I often felt as if I was a director myself.
3.
The worst thing was when we had to shoot a scene again and again because Spielberg thought it wasn't exactly right.
You're gonna play it once again. Lo voy a poner un poquito más lento para que lo podamos entender mejor. Creo que se puede poner más lento. It says over here slow. So, creo que ya lo puse lento.
6.8.
Sí.
1.
I had to go to the film set every day and translate Spielberg's instructions to the Polish actors and also to the extras.
2.
It was really exciting, and I often felt as if I was a director myself.
3.
The worst thing was when we had to shoot a scene again and again because Spielberg thought it wasn't exactly right.
Okay. ¿Necesitan que lo ponga de nuevo o no? Do you guys need to play it back again?
Yes, please.
Yes? Okay. Let's do it one more time.
6.8. 1.
I had to go to the film set every day and translate Spielberg's instructions to the Polish actors and also to the extras.
2.
It was really exciting, and I often felt as if I was a director myself.
3.
The worst thing was when we had to shoot a scene again and again because Spielberg thought it wasn't exactly right.
Okay. You guys got it already, or do you need it one more time? You got it? Okay, so Eric, uh, can you tell me the first four keywords on number one?
Yep. Yes. I had to go to the field set every day and translate Spielberg instructions to the Polish actors and also to the extras.
Do you concur, Maggie? ¿Estás de acuerdo, Maggie?
Yes,
Yes?
I had to the I had to go to the film set every day and translate Spielberg's instructions to the Polish actors and also to the extras.
Very well. Number two, Noel, what do you have?
When we have
It was really exciting.
the
I
worst
often felt
thing
if I
was
was director myself.
Very well.
the worst
Maggie,
thing.
can you turn off your microphone? I'm sorry. Thank you.
Uh,
And do you concur, Kayla? ¿Estás de acuerdo?
Yes, yes, I have the same.
Can you read what you have?
It was really exciting, and I often felt as if I was a director myself.
Very well. And number three, and lastly, Andres.
The worst thing was when we have two, and I didn't listen. That's two words,
Mhm.
but the next one is again and again because Spielberg thought it was exactly right.
I think it was shot or film a scene, film a scene, or shoot a scene, shot a scene
You're the
again and
same.
again.
Okay.
It wasn't exactly right. Very well. Me alegra. I'm happy that you guys are improving your uh, listening skills and comprehension. So, can you read instruction E, Andres?
Sure. You're not going to listen to the whole part two. Read the question, then listen and write down some of the key words.
Very well. So we're going to listen to the whole part two of this conversation, of this interview. We're going to read these questions again, and then we're going to listen and write down some of the keywords again. Um, nos las vamos a repartir. Somos seis, de hecho, ¿no? So number one will be Maggie. Number two will be Andres. Number three will be Noel. Number four will be Eric. Number five will be Kayla. And number six will be myself. What does it say on number one, Maggie?
¿Eh?
¿Qué dice en el número uno?
How many times were some scenes repeated? How did that make Dagmar feel?
Very well.
¿Cuántas veces se repitieron? No. ¿Cuántas veces estuvieron repitiendo algunas escenas?
Mm-hmm.
¿Y cómo lo hizo sentir
¿Cómo se
Dagmar?
siente?
¿Cómo se sintió Dagmar?
Mm-hmm. Very well. Number two, Andres, what it says?
Why did Spielberg start shouting at her? What happened after that?
Ujú. Entonces, ¿por qué le empezó a gritar a ella y qué pasó después, no? Number three, Noel, what it says?
In general, how did Spielberg treat her? What example does she give?
Exactamente, in general, en general, cómo la trató Spielberg a ella, ¿no? Y qué ejemplo podrías dar? Este, number four, Kayla. No, perdón, Eric.
What sense was she going to appear as an extra? Why did she not appear in the final version of the movie?
Muy bien. What scenes, escenas, what scenes was she going to appear in as an extra? Why did she not appear in the final version of the movie? ¿Qué significa entonces eso, Eric?
¿Qué escena se peor es? No. What is it? A bear, teacher?
Appear, aparece,
Uh-huh.
aparecer. Vamos a apuntarla, de hecho, entonces, en nuestro vocabulario, appear, como aparecer.
Pues, ¿en qué escena
Puede ser también
ella
parecer,
puede,
como que
ajá,
parecer.
puede aparecer?
No solamente es como aparecer, sino de aparecerse, sino como parecerse a también, ¿no? Se puede utilizar, depende del contexto. So, ¿qué escenas, dice, qué escenas ella iba a aparecer como extra y por qué no aparece en la versión final de la película? Perdón. Number five, what does it say? KKK, Kayla.
Did she ever work with Spielberg again?
Ujú. ¿Y qué significa?
Eh, ¿Ella volvería a trabajar con Spielberg?
No, casi,
¿No?
cerca, 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 cerca.
¿Cerca?
You got it, you got it. Puedes.
Eh, ¿Ella trabajaría con Spielberg otra vez?
Casi. Dice, did she ever, ella ah, trabajó ah, con Spielberg nuevamente? Sí, trabajó nuevamente con Spielberg, es la pregunta. And lastly, para mí, it says, what offer did Spielberg make to Dagmara? Does she regret not accepting it? ¿Qué oferta le hizo Spielberg a Dagmara y si ella se arrepiente de no haberla aceptado? So, we're gonna listen to this new audio now, esta otra sección, o vamos a ir ya la entrevista completa. And pay attention. Bueno, antes que eso, vamos a leer de nuevo la instrucción. La instrucción dice, you're now going,
6.9.
come on, you're now going to listen to the whole part 2. Read the questions, then listen and write down some of the keywords. Entonces nada más vamos a escuchar lo que nos toca a nosotros, los keywords que ustedes escuchen, las palabras clave que ustedes escuchen de lo que les corresponde a ustedes solamente, ¿va? ¿Sí está clara la instrucción?
Sí.
Ok. Y esto lo vamos a anotar en nuestro cuaderno, en un papelito en blanco, o en el mismo libro si quieren. Ahí va.
Part 2.
So what exactly did you have to do?
I had to go to the film set every day and translate Spielberg's instructions to the Polish actors and also to the extras. I had to make them understand what he wanted them to do. It was really exciting, and I often felt as if I was a director myself.
So was it a difficult job?
Sometimes it was really hard. The worst thing was when we had to shoot a scene again and again because Spielberg thought it wasn't exactly right. Some scenes were repeated as many as 16 times, and then sometimes I would think that maybe it was my fault, that I hadn't translated properly what he wanted, so I'd get really nervous. I remember one scene with lots of actors in it, which we just couldn't get right. And Spielberg started shouting at me because he was stressed. Eventually, we got it right, and then he apologized, and I cried a little because I was also very stressed. And after that, it was all right again.
So was Spielberg difficult to work with?
Not at all. I mean, he was very demanding. I had to do my best every day. But he was really nice to me. I felt he treated me like a daughter. For instance, he was always making sure that I wasn't cold. It was freezing on the set most of the time. And he would make sure that I had a warm coat and gloves and things.
Did you ever get to be an extra?
Yes, twice. I was going to be in 2 party scenes, and I got to wear beautiful long dresses and high heels. Unfortunately, one scene didn't make it to the final cut of the film, and before we started shooting the other one, I tripped walking down some stairs and twisted my ankle really badly. I was in so much pain that I couldn't take part in the filming. And that was the end of my acting career. I still have the photos of me looking like a girl from the 40s, though.
Have you ever worked with Spielberg again?
Yes. A year later, he invited me to interpret for him again, this time during the premiere of Schindler's List in Poland, which was broadcast live on national television. Before that, he had also asked me to come to work as a production assistant on his next movie in Hollywood. I was very tempted and thought really hard about it, but I hadn't finished my studies yet, and all my family and friends were in Poland, so in the end, I decided not to go.
Do you regret it?
Not at all. I had my moment, and it was unforgettable, but that was it.
Very well. Do you guys need it to be played back one more time? ¿Necesitan que lo reproduzca una vez más?
Yes.
Ok. Ahí va con los subtítulos. Los subtítulos como que están desfasados, pero mínimo ahí está la lectura.
6.9 Part 2.
So what exactly did you have to do?
I had to go to the film set every day and translate Spielberg's instructions to the Polish actors and also to the extras. I had to make them understand what he wanted them to do. It was really exciting, and I often felt as if I was a director myself.
So was it a difficult job?
Sometimes it was really hard. The worst thing was when we had to shoot a scene again and again because Spielberg thought it wasn't exactly right. Some scenes were repeated as many as 16 times, and then sometimes I would think that maybe it was my fault, that I hadn't translated properly what he wanted, so I'd get really nervous. I remember one scene with lots of actors in it, which we just couldn't get right. And Spielberg started shouting at me because he was stressed. Eventually, we got it right, and then he apologized, and I cried a little because I was also very stressed. And after that, it was all right again.
So was Spielberg difficult to work with?
Not at all. I mean, he was very demanding. I had to do my best every day. But he was really nice to me. I felt he treated me like a daughter. For instance, he was always making sure that I wasn't cold. It was freezing on the set most of the time. And he would make sure that I had a warm coat and gloves and things.
Did you ever get to be an extra?
Yes, twice. I was going to be in 2 party scenes, and I got to wear beautiful long dresses and high heels. Unfortunately, one scene didn't make it to the final cut of the film, and before we started shooting the other one, I tripped walking down some stairs and twisted my ankle really badly. I was in so much pain that I couldn't take part in the filming. And that was the end of my acting career. I still have the photos of me looking like a girl from the 40s, though.
Have you ever worked with Spielberg again?
Yes. A year later, he invited me to interpret for him again, this time during the premiere of Schindler's List in Poland, which was broadcast live on national television. Before that, he had also asked me to come to work as a production assistant on his next movie in Hollywood. I was very tempted and thought really hard about it, but I hadn't finished my studies yet, and all my family and friends were in Poland, so in the end, I decided not to go.
Do you regret it?
Not at all. I had my moment, and it was unforgettable. But that was it.
Very well. So, who was number one? I believe it was Maggie, right?
Right.
So,
Um,
what do you have? What can you report me about what they say?
eh, how many times were some scenes repeated?
Mm-hmm.
16 times. Um, how did that make Dagmar feel? She was, though it was her fault, and she felt nervous.
Very well. Um, can you show us your keywords? What do you have for keywords? ¿Nos podrías mostrar qué es lo que apuntaste de palabras clave? Ahí mismo están. Muy bien. Muy bien. Number two, who was it? Number two, Andres, creo.
Yeah, it's me.
So, what can you report about your questions?
Okay, why did Spielberg start shooting her? Because she say the instruction the wrong way,
Very,
and what happened after that? Um, she got she got nervous and she apologized to him, and after that she made the work well.
very well. Can you show us what do you have for keywords?
Mm, that's it.
Very well. You could be an interpreter like that. So, next one, who was number three?
So,
Noel. Estás en mute, Noel, creo.
it's like a treats like a daughter, and she and he gives for her some gloves and water clothes, and she feels comfortable.
Very well. Can you show us what do you have for keywords? What do you type for keywords? ¿Nos podrías mostrar qué es lo que tienes de palabras clave? Eso. Muy bien. Thank you. Okay, next one, number four.
Um, two parties and the scenes. One scene, the scene didn't make the final. And after, before, no, before the other scene, the she uh twist, twisted, twisted her,
Mm-hmm.
twisted her ankle. I don't know how to say what is ankle,
Ankle es
but you
tobillo.
use use a listen ankle, but I don't know what is it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
She twisted
and
her
what?
ankle.
And she was in pain.
Very well. Uh, can you show us what do you have for keywords? ¿Nos puedes mostrar qué apuntaste tú de palabras clave? Eso, como un parrafito casi, ¿no? Dos líneas. Muy bien. Uh, what about number 5.
Did she ever work with Spielberg again? Yes, a year later, in the premiere of Schindler's
Schindler's.
List in Poland.
Very well. Can you show us what you have for keywords?
Ay, no se ve. No, no. No lo enfoca.
Ahí está. No importa, ahí se ve más o menos.
Ahí está.
Okay.
Se ve más o menos.
So number 6, what offer did Spielberg make to Dagmara? I remember that they said that Dagmara was offered to work as an assistant producer in Hollywood, but she refused because she was still studying. She wasn't finished with her studies, and she had all her friends and family in Poland. Uh, I don't truly remember if she regrets accepting it or not, to be honest. No, no me acuerdo muy bien si se arrepiente. Does anyone know si se arrepiente no haberlo aceptado?
No, creo que no.
Okay, very well. So we're gonna continue with speaking. It says number 6, read the movie interview. Think about your answers and reason. Number 1, ¿podrías leer el número 1, Andrés?
Sure. And the number 6, speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And read the movie interview. Think about your answers and reasons. The movie interview. Number 1, can you think of a movie you've seen that was incredibly funny and made you feel good,
Mm,
had every sad ending you've seen several times? Oh,
muy bien. So put you to sleep and had a memorable soundtrack. Uh, does anyone mm, can tell me about a funny movie, an incredibly funny movie? Todos pueden pensar en una película chistosa. Que, ¿cuál película me recomendarían? Chistosa. Y las voy a ver, la verdad. A mí sí me gustan las recomendaciones.
Maybe Norbit,
Norbit, okay. What else?
scary movie.
Scary movie. That's a really good one. Kayla, any funny movie?
I think maybe. ¿Cómo se llama en inglés? ¿Son como niños? No me acuerdo.
Uy, no me acuerdo ahorita. Ni sé cuál es eso, la verdad. Son como niños, la voy a apuntar.
Ajá, sale Adam Sandler, creo. Ujú,
Okay.
pero no me acuerdo cómo se llama en inglés.
I'm gonna look for it. What do you think, Eric? Any funny, incredible movie? Incredibly funny. Besides Shrek, Maggie,
Now, I like it la de Chess o Hanover.
Hangover. ¿O cuál otra? Ted, ¿no? Ted.
Chess,
Está bien
yeah.
curada Ted también. What about you, Maggie? What do you would you recommend me as a hilarious movie?
No, I don't know.
You don't
I
know
don't.
any funny
I don't
movies?
forget. No, I don't forget. Maybe a Mexican movie. Um, no, no me acuerdo.
La risa en vacaciones, ¿no? What about
No, no, no. Jorge el bueno y Pedro el malo, de Pedro
Jorge,
Infante.
órale. A mí me gusta mucho Tintán, la verdad, es uno de mis... No, no me aburre, no me aburro ver películas de Tintán. Jorge el
Ah,
bueno.
sí. Es una ranchera.
La voy a checar. Uh, what about a movie that makes you feel good, Maggie? ¿Alguna película que te haga sentir bien?
Ay. mm, mm, I like um, Intensamente dos.
Intensamente.
It's a cartoon
Okay.
about emotions,
Yeah,
feels.
yeah, I have heard about that. I've never seen it. Like, I'm gonna watch it. What about
Mhm.
you, Kayla? Any movie that makes you feel good? Like whenever you feel sad, you wanna watch this movie? Piensen todos en una película
Mm,
que cuando se sientan tristes les guste ver esta película.
eh, la, ¿cómo se llama? La leyenda, la saga de las películas de la leyenda, las leyendas.
Las
Por
le...
ejemplo, La Llorona,
¡Órale,
or,
qué chido!
or ay, ¿cómo se llama esa que es en
En Spanish,
Puebla? Ah, no me acuerdo cómo se llama la que es en Puebla.
¿no es La
No me
Llorona?
acuerdo. No, 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 no. Aparte es La Llorona y hay otra que es La Llorona. No, 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 es una que es en Puebla, que según es una casona y hay calaveritas y cositas así. No me acuerdo.
Ah, no.
Ujú.
La...
Al rato que te acuerdes me la
Sí
recomiendas,
me
porfa,
acuerdo.
porque sí me interesa. Esa suena muy interesante, de hecho. What about you, Eric? Any movie that makes you feel good whenever you're sad?
Uh, not terribly, no. I
No.
don't know.
What about you, Noel?
No.
Any movie
Mm,
that makes you...
maybe The Great.
Which one?
The Great
The...
with Liam Neeson.
¿Cómo?
The Great.
The Gray se llama?
Yes.
Como gris.
Ajá. Sí.
Ok, la voy a checar. What about you, Andrés?
Mm, a movie that make me feel good. It's it's my favorite movie actually. It's Las locuras del emperador. I think
Oh,
in Spanish is the
Emperor's
Emperor Newsroom.
News Groove. Yeah, it's a really fun movie actually. Emperor's New Groove. Uh, I will recommend you one of my uh, favorite movies as a youngster. Well, when I was a teenager, probably was Polly. Polly, como Paulie.
Is that it?
That's a normal name for a bird, for a parrot, para un perico. Yes, and it's the story of a parrot that can talk and how he had a relationship with a little girl, and then for some reason um, him runs away from home, and she got back together with that girl, but now that girl is a woman with a daughter. Uh, and it's a really, I don't know, I really like to watch that movie. I really enjoy it. Uh, it now, can you think of a movie? Anyone? No, no voy a preguntarle a uno por uno. Anyone? Anyone think of a movie? La leyenda de la Nahuala. Arre. La leyenda de la Nahuala. Muchas gracias, Keila. La voy a checar definitivamente. Este, and can anyone think of any movie that ends sad? Una película, ¿alguien puede pensar en alguna película que termine triste?
El niño de la pijama de rayas.
I
¿Se
haven't,
parece a ese?
Rayas azules, ¿no?
no lo he visto. Ah,
Es
es
igual.
también de los campos de concentración, ¿no? Creo.
Ajá, sí. O la de El diario de Ana Frank, creo que también ya hay una película de ese.
Sí.
¿Alguna otra que termine triste? Nadie.
Spirit Away.
The best of me.
The best of me. ¿Cuál otra? Escuché por ahí otra participación, ¿no?
Yes, the Spirit Away.
The Spirit Away. ¿Cuál es esta? Which one's that one?
It's the Hayao Miyazaki. It's Viaje de Chihiro.
Oh, por supuesto, el viaje de Chihiro. Very well. Um, okay, y esta sí la voy a ver definitivamente. A movie that you have seen several times. Una película que hayan visto muchas veces.
La chica del dragón tatuado.
Okay. Andrés, can you think of anyone?
Yes, and honestly, I'm a bigger fan of the Harry Potter saga, so that movie I have seen several times.
Harry Potter. A mí también me gustan bastante. Son, they're really enjoyable. And, no sé, la trama está muy chida.
Mhm.
What about you, Kayla? Any movie that you've seen several times?
Eh, ay, no hay una que vea mucho, que vea muy seguido, no.
No.
I don't have one.
Mhm. What about you, Eric?
The Maverick, ajá, de Gone.
Maverick. Esto es de, is that a planes? Airplanes, I believe?
Yeah,
Nice.
the part
Awesome.
two is the best.
Ah, la voz, entonces Maverick 2 is gonna watch that one. Uh, what about you, Noel? Movie seen several times.
Mm, I really like the foggy, no?
The Fog. Oh, y también está muy chida esa.
Yes, it was my first movie in horror cosmic.
Mm. I'm gonna recommend you two movies that I watched several times. One, it's The Warriors, Los Guerreros. The Warriors parece una película entre tarantinesca y media, no sé, Martin Scorsese. Y es de unas gangs de Nueva York que se juntan para hacer un desmán en Nueva York, pero las cosas salen mal, está muy chida y visualmente está muy chida porque cada banda, cada tiene como que su outfit. Están los que andan en patines, están los skinheads, están los que visten elegante, están unas chicas también. Está muy chida esa película. Y otra que, eso se llama Warriors o Los Guerreros. Y otra que les voy a recomendar es una de Tarantino que no es muy conocida, Esta se llama Death Proof y se trata, es de carros, básicamente, y se trata de un tipo que se llama Stuntman Mike, que es un extra, no es un extra, estos que hacen las, ah, las piruetas de los actores, pero él hace piruetas en su carro y mata gente en su carro. Y está súper chida la película, está súper curada. Esa película de Deathloop se las recomiendo bastante. Ah, películas que los
¿Cómo,
pongan. ¿Perdón?
cómo se escribe? Disculpe.
Death Proof. Se los voy a poner ahí en el chat. A ver.
Como prueba de la muerte, algo
A
así.
prueba de muerte. Es
¿No?
Death Proof, así. Búsquenla ilegal, está de seguro en algún lugar. Si no, rato se las paso. A movie that puts you to sleep. Una película que los ponga a dormir. Yo empiezo. Avatar.
The live
¿A
action,
poco sí?
¿Cómo?
the
¿Noel?
live action movie.
No, la de, bueno, sí, bueno, los que salen de azul, los de hace como 15 años.
Yes, yes.
A mí sí me gustan.
Sí,
Those movies are amazing.
me imagino que sí, pero a mí me puse a dormir y la verdad no le di otra oportunidad. Creo que le di la oportunidad en la 2 y me pasó lo mismo y dije, ah, ok, creo que no es lo mío. Which movies put you to sleep? Uh, Maggie or Andres?
Any movie of Star Wars.
And I'm a fan
I
of
haven't
Star Wars.
seen any movie.
Yo soy un fan de Star Wars, de hecho. It happens. A ti, Maggie, what kind of movies put you to sleep or qué película te ha puesto a dormir?
Una que se llama The Birdman.
The Beer Man, órale, no, no lo he
Que creo que
escuchado.
hasta ganó un Oscar.
Oh,
¿Dónde
Birdman,
sale?
sí.
Ese.
Oye,
Con esa me dormí.
a mí me gustó mucho. Se me hizo muy interesante, no sé, que está loco el vato, pues tiene dos personalidades dentro de él. Se me hizo muy chido. Y además, I also seen the cartoons of Birdman when I was a little. So I don't know, me llamó mucho la atención por eso. Um, a movie that puts you to sleep, Kayla?
For me is the Transformers
Transformers.
or Fast and Furious. It's really
Fast and Furious.
boring.
I believe that after the fifth movie, yeah, it gets really boring. Or the third movie, like de la cuatro para adelante ya es como que se pasaron.
It's the same.
What about you, Eric? What kind of movies put you to sleep? Or what movie have put you to sleep? Rogelio?
I don't remember teacher, but some any documental, algunos
Documentary?
documentales, sí, me aburren.
Hmm.
Ya no.
And what about you, Noel? Any movie that puts you to sleep?
Yes, the second part of the Joker.
Oh, I haven't
It's
seen
not.
it. And I have heard that it's really bad. That there's a lot of singing.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't like, yeah, and I sleep in my job when I see the movie.
I don't like musicals either. Like if I want to see a musical, I'd rather go to an opera. An opera will be way better than just a musical. Um, Movies with a memorable soundtrack. Películas con un soundtrack memorable. I'll begin again. Matrix. Matrix uno. Bueno, creo que casi todas las Matrix están muy buenos el soundtrack. Godzilla también, pero del 2000.
Emily,
¿Cuál?
así se llamaba Emily.
Emily.
Emily,
Emily. A ver,
ajá, creo que sí se llamaba. De una francesa.
creo que sí. Sí lo he escuchado.
Amelie.
Amelie.
Ah, esa.
Amelie,
Amelie, esa.
sí. Which other movie has a great soundtrack? I believe that any movie from Caballeros del Zodiaco have a great soundtrack. Which other movie do you guys think have a great soundtrack?
For me,
Ujú.
is Encanto
Encanto.
from Disney. Disney,
No la he visto y creo que esa está más basada en Colombia, ¿no?
Colombia. Yes.
Los parteros. Okay. Uh, do you guys prefer watching movies at home or in the movie theater? R- Raise the hand who likes to watch movies at home rather than the movie theater. All the other ones prefer watching movies at the movie theater instead. Los demás prefieren ver películas en el cine. Okay. También, ¿no? En las dos.
Oh, I prefer see it at home.
And at home. Se quedó como 3-3 más o menos también. Uh, what do you guys prefer? Watching American movies, uh, foreign movies, películas foráneas, or movies from your country? What do you prefer, Andres?
I prefer other foreign movies.
Foreign movies? What about you, Noé?
Yeah, I prefer foreign movies and yeah, foreign movies. It's a good story.
And you, Eric?
Foreign movies, yeah, or sometimes Mexican movies.
In UK?
Um, well, other foreign movies, but I like both movies for Mexico.
Nice. And what about you, Maggie?
Mm, um, pues no tengo preferencia. I
Mhm.
don't have, but I have seen more American movies.
I'm also with you as well. Like I'm the same as you. Like I don't have any preference, but I have seen more American movies than Mexican or foreign movies. Um, and do you guys prefer to see the movies dubbed or with subtitles? ¿Las prefieren ver dobladas o con subtítulos?
Double, double,
Dubbed,
dub,
dubbed,
dub.
dubbed, 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 dubbed,
This
dubbed,
I
dubbed,
prefer
dubbed.
saw a movie dubbed because I watch the movie and I try to put attention in the photography
Mhm.
scene and watch the actions and
instead
what's
of writing
happening.
down, right?
Yes, I don't put attention.
If you read. Okay. What about you, Kayla? Do you prefer dub or sub?
I prefer subtitles
Subtitles.
because I can hear the emotions, the feels.
So, well, yeah, the original emotions, right? Because when it's dubbed, you have another actor acting the emotions of the original actor. What about you, Eric? What do you prefer, sub or dub?
Now with sub for my uh,
Practice
for my English.
very well. Uh,
Yes.
what else it says over here? Ah, ¿qué más dice el libro? Ando bien confundido en las compus aquí. Tell me about a really good movie you've seen in the last year. What kind of movie is it? Is it based on a book? Okay, so les voy a preguntar esto a cada uno. Tell me about a really good movie you've seen in the last year. Dígame una buena película que hayas visto en el último año. ¿Qué tipo, what kind of movie is it? ¿Qué tipo de película es? Is it based on a book or a real event? ¿Está basado en un libro o en un evento real? Where and when is it set? ¿En qué año y dónde están adecuados, condicionados? Who stars in it? ¿Quién es la estrella? Who is directed by? ¿Quién la dirige? Does it have a good plot? ¿Tiene una buena trama? Does it have a good soundtrack? ¿Tiene un buen soundtrack? Why do you like it? ¿Y por qué te gustó? So, piensen en una película que hayan visto este año, que digan, esta película la tiene que ver todo el grupo. Vamos a pensar 2 minutos para contestar todas estas preguntas. Yo voy a empezar. I'm gonna start. Uh, the movie that I saw this year is Street Fighter, The Assassin Punch, El Puño Asesino. And you guys can watch it for free at Mercado Play. Mercado Libre ahorita tiene un sistema como tipo Netflix. Pueden ver esta película ahí en Mercado Play. Street Fighter, El Puño Asesino. It's a live action movie. Uh, it's not based on a real event, obviously. It's based on a video game and it's set on Japan in the 1960s, I believe, and 80s as well. 60s and 80s. Who stars in it? There's no great stars or racing stars. These are like actors that are not unknown. Son actores que son desconocidos. And who is directed by? Is directed by two of the actors, actually, by Ken and Ryu. Los actores que hacen de Ken y Ryu son los directores de la película. Does it have a good plot? It has an awesome plot. It has an awesome plot. Sale Akuma, que es el, digamos, el malo más malo de Street Fighter. Does it have a good soundtrack? Uh, yeah, it's not a good soundtrack. It's fair enough. Es suficiente, es adecuado. And why do you like it? Uh, I like it because I don't know. I grew up as a kid in the '90s, and Street Fighter was really big in arcades en las maquinitas, y pues siempre I don't know. I have tengo esta nostalgia, ¿no? I have nostalgia for this video game. Which movie do you saw, Kayla, this year?
I saw Barbie,
Barbie.
the, the live action. It's a movie, comedy in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't based on a book or an a real event.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie is in Barbie Land in the last year. And the stars are Barbie and Ken,
Mm-hmm.
but the real names is Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
Eh, is directed by Greta Gerwig, Greta algo. eh, yes, has a good plot. What is plot? No, no, no
Plot
entendí.
trama.
Ah, yes, has a good plot. Um, yes, the same. It has a good soundtrack. Uh, Actually, my favorite song it is "What Was I Made For" by Billie Eilish, I think.
Mm.
And I like the movie because it's about the, ay, ¿cómo lo digo en inglés? eh, the,
The doll, la muñeca.
the, I had the doll in a men's world, and how she descubre, descubre que
Discovers.
uno, ajá, discovers or learn. eh, we are the men and the women's are the same.
Hmm.
Son iguales, deberíamos ser iguales.
Very well. It's about
Sí.
feminism, right?
Yes.
And you know the I don't know how to say it. An odd thing about that movie, una cosa rara de esa película, uh, is that it won an Oscar, I believe, but the one who won the Oscar was Ken. Did you know about that?
¿Cómo?
Que es una película feminista y algo
Ujú.
raro de la película es que la única, el único premio que recibieron en los Oscars fue para la actuación de Ken.
Yes, for the best actor
Yeah.
of the best, no me acuerdo, del mejor personaje, creo.
Ajá.
Sí, sí lo vi.
Sí, that was amazing for me. Like, why it didn't earn something else? And I don't know. Yo lo sentí como un golpe bajo, así como que, ay, mejor le hubieran dado el premio a alguien más en vez de a esta persona, ¿no?
Yes, maybe.
What about you, Andres? A movie that you have seen this year?
Okay. What kind of movie is it? Is when this movie is it's called Disturbia in English and Spanish had a different name. It's Paranoia.
Mm,
Uh, is it based on book on a real event? any of this option because it's a history, but it's no, is it not based in anything?
Órale.
Where and when is it set? I think it's set in 2009, but where I just know is in United States.
Okay.
Okay, who stars in it? In the the star in, well, the leading role is Shia LaBeouf. He's
Mm.
the actor from Transformers.
Transformers, yeah.
Uh-huh. And does it have a good plot? Yes, yes, it does because the history it's amazing. I like. Does it have a good soundtrack? I don't think so. Only the movie is
It's really
very
good.
good. Uh-huh.
Why do you
And
like
what?
it?
Okay, I liked because it's a thriller movie, and I like the thriller, the suspenso.
Mm. Have you have you read any Dan Brown novels? ¿Has leído
Mm,
novelas de Dan Brown?
no, I don't.
You should. He's a really good thriller writer, actually. Uh, hay dos películas de él que están buenas, pero no están tan buenas como sus libros. Ángeles y Demonios y El Código Da Vinci. Te la recomiendo si te gusta el tema thriller. What about you, Maggie?
Um, yeah, I I have seen Oppenheimer movie.
Oppenheimer.
Uh, it is based to even real event.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the atomic, no sé cómo se dice, bomba
Bomb.
atómica,
Atomic bomb. Muy bien.
atomic bomb, and it it shoot shot in LA
Mm-hmm.
and Nuevo Mexico, and the director was Christopher Nolan.
Órale.
Uh-huh. And
The Notebook.
it won Oscar for best movie and the best banda sonora,
Wow.
and and I think the best actor for Cillian Murphy,
Hmm.
the protagonist.
Nice. And why do you like it?
Um, because the history, because I don't know about the atomic bomb, and I like the romantic relationship or romantic history between the protagonist
Okay.
with two women.
Hmm.
Tenía dos
Órale.
novias.
No, pues no perdió el tiempo el compa. So, what about you, Noel? Any movie? What movie have you seen this year?
A movie having seen this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a New Order. It's a movie about the city of Mexico, and the context is about the a riot in the center of the city, and the army. ¿Cómo es ejército? ¿Es armada? Army?
Army.
And the army is going to the riot, and it's a big problem because it's too many people, and the army is killing the people. And I think it's the same in the life because the big problems with the ¿cómo sería manifestaciones?
Protest.
Protests and what's happened with the 43 in Ayotzinapa. I think it's real because it's a topic is very serious with the army, and and the movie it's a plot twist very strong o como fuerte, ¿cómo sería? Ajá.
Very
Plot twist
strong
very
plot twist,
strong.
yeah.
Because the army is ¿cómo era raptar? Nicked?
Kidnap. Kidnap.
The army is kidnap the people, and they asking for money and leave the people.
Hmm.
So the army que ¿cómo sería? ¿Cómo se aprovecharon?
Get advantage.
Yeah, the army is get advantage about the situation, and the people thinks it's because the riot in the center of the city.
Hmm. Sounds like a really good movie.
Yes, it's very interesting for me. I saw this movie in the last month, and I think it's a great movie with a good story.
So, but is this a real event or a book or?
It doesn't, ¿cómo sería? No dice, it doesn't say in the movie. It's just maybe it's a story, maybe, but I think it's a, ¿cómo sería? Algún evento, somebody event. So no, some event, no?
Okay. And you said it was in New Mexico or so?
Yes, Mexico City.
Oh, Mexico City. So around
Uh-huh.
what year?
In nowadays,
Nowadays? Okay.
this is
Does it have a good soundtrack?
um, really I don't uh,
Remember?
I don't remember how the soundtrack because the scenes it's very strong for me, and I feel stressed when I saw this movie because I think the army is the saviors, but it's another story. It's very complicated.
Very well. And why do you like it? What do you like the most of this movie? ¿Qué es lo que más te gustó de esta película?
I think the most important in the movie is the uh, ¿cómo sería?
The images?
Busco las palabras correctas que voy a decir. It's the I think the most important is the like us the same the real life because I saw in the nowadays and the Facebook the police or another army the soldiers it's the bad people, no? It don't exist a good people, and just waiting and try to uh, pick up the money of the people.
Okay. Very well. So I have a lot of homework. Tengo que ver New Order, Oppenheimer, Disturbia, Encanto, Amelie, que tampoco he visto, Maverick 2, La chica del dragón tatuado, este, El viaje de Chihiro, que no, la verdad nunca lo he visto. Ah, y creo que todas las, The Grey, eso no lo he visto. La leyenda de la Nahuala, esa definitivamente. Es la primera que voy a ver. Me llama bastante el nombre. Intensamente 2. Jorge el Bueno no lo he visto. Son como niños tampoco y Norbit tampoco. Muchísimas gracias, chicos. Fue una clase muy entretenida, a pesar de que no la tenía preparada. Lo bueno es que fue con enfoque el libro ya lo tenía contemplado con enfoque comunicativo y comprensión. Este, me disculpen que me agarraron en curva y que no, que no les tenía bien preparada la clase, esta clase. Gracias a Dios a todos salió bien. Y vamos a ver también un poco de voz pasiva y voz activa. Les voy a pasar un archivo por WhatsApp, porque la verdad esto me sacó de onda y no vimos ese tema. Nada más iba a repasar con ustedes un poco lo que es la voz activa y la voz pasiva. Les voy a mandar unos ejemplos para que lo puedan contemplar. Y sería todo. Nos vemos el siguiente lunes. Creo que tienen examen el viernes, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Pues Dios me los bendiga. El profe, el profe Jimmy sí se basa mucho en las estructuras gramaticales. Yo les recomiendo mucho que repasen las estructuras gramaticales. Ya tuvieron examen con el profe Jimmy, ¿no?
Ya, uno.
Y sí fue así de estructuras gramaticales, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Sí.
Y fue de completar enunciados, más que nada, o es- en circular cosas correctas.
Yes, answer the enunciados and listing the audios.
Hoy también les puse a escuchar audios.
Sí.
Entonces, es el examen del mismo libro, el generado por el mismo libro. Está muy bien, están, pues tan sencillos si lograron comprender todo, que a mi criterio, yo veo que sí lo logran comprender todo. Solamente a algunos les falta practicar un poco más la pronunciación, eso lo van a adquirir consumiendo más inglés. Pues sería todo, chicos. La verdad es un placer siempre para mí enseñar, un privilegio estar con ustedes. Muchísimas gracias y nos vemos el próximo lunes. Que les vaya muy bien en su examen. Si tienen cualquier
Hasta
duda o
luego.
pregunta, pueden contar conmigo antes de su examen. Pueden acercarse, mándenme sus preguntas y trataré de contestarles.
Thank you,
Thank you,
teacher.
teacher.
Gracias. Bye.
Nos vemos, hasta luego.
Thank you, bye.
Welcome.